Habits create man. So, what is a habit? A habit is something that we do instinctively. We move through 4 different levels of consciousness: unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence, and unconscious competence. So, when we're looking at moving from these areas, the first thing that we need to talk about is awareness. If you are unaware of a problem, you are unconscious of it. You don't even understand that what you're doing is wrong. That is a place where we need to bring light to the darkness, okay? If you go into a room with the lights off and you can't see, and you're looking for something, the reality is you are not going to be able to find it, okay? And if you do, it's a fluke. So what we need to do is we need to shine light into the darkness, creating a habit. So we expose the bad habit first by creating awareness. We're going to be going through different habits that we encourage, different habits that we address throughout our trainings to help you become better in every stage of life. After that awareness needs to come an actual understanding of knowledge, a growing of what you learn. Without this phase, you will remain in conscious incompetence, knowing that what you're doing is wrong, right? We already talked about awareness, but doing nothing about it. This is the learning phase. This is your level 2. You're leveling up from not knowing that you're doing things wrong, but now that we have the awareness, we shine the light on the problem. We need to move past it. We need to learn. So in phase 2, we're looking at learning new habits, learning new skills, learning new ways to move, movement patterns, nutrition. All of these things come down to the learning phase of conscious incompetence. Now, once we get through this piece right here of stage 2, we move to stage 3, which is conscious competence, where we start to apply the things that we learn. Everything that you do, every new skill, every new habit goes through this process of learning. Well, first awareness, then learning, then application. Okay, this application phase starts off at the beginning where you have to consciously think about the habits that you are doing. You have to consciously think about them. I have to think about getting enough water in my diet. I have to think about getting to the gym. I have to think about planning my morning, okay? This is conscious competence. So we first shine the light, then we learn and expanded, and now we're in application. From this piece, that consistency that comes with it moves us into the last phase. So repetition is the only way that gets us from this conscious competence to unconscious competence, which is where we actually want to move, okay? Unconscious competence means that we no longer have to think about filling up our container, our jug of water, getting our water in. We no longer have to think about eating the right foods. We no longer have to think about getting up early in the morning and planning all that stuff. It becomes so ingrained in our nervous system that it becomes a habit. This process of awareness, of expansion and knowledge, of application and of consistency creates new habits. This is the process that we move through once we understand that there are things that are holding us back or things that we can do better. So whatever the habit is, we need to first shine that light. We need to be aware. Then we need to learn, then we need to apply, and then we need to show consistently. Show up every day. Because that will help you ingrain in yourself the idea of creating a habit. So my question for you today is simple. What habits that you have are not moving you in the direction that you choose to go? Okay? So for instance, if when you're stressed, you constantly fight with your wife, but you want to be connected to her, that habit of using your wife as an excuse to relieve stress in a negative way is holding you back. It's not moving you in the right direction. It's a habit, but it's not moving you where you want to go. Okay? So what habit is not moving you in the right direction? And then what habit can we use or utilize to start the awareness process? Again, we're going to go through awareness, expansion, and learning, application, and consistency. Okay? So what are those things? What are the habits that are holding you back? And what habit are you going to utilize or create to move you in the direction towards what you want?